Okay, so I just want to look at equations with brackets. So when you have brackets, you just sort of expand the bracket first. So what's inside you multiply by what's outside. So looking at this, the 5's outside, so you multiply the inside by what's outside. 5 times 2 is 10x, and you have to multiply both terms. 5 times 3 is 15, equals 20. Now, getting the, we've got to get this until we can get the x by itself, so we need to get rid of the 15 and the 10. So in order to do that, we minus 15 on both sides to keep it balanced, doing the opposite sign, plus 15 opposites minus 15. Then you just rewrite the 10x, 20 minus 15 is 5. So that's times 10. So to get 10 by itself, we divide by 10, because the opposite to timesing is divide. You could also just put divided by 10 if you prefer and not use the fraction thing. You can just go like divide by 10, but it's much easier to write that as 5 over 10 and use your fraction button and just simplify it so you get a half. Okay, when you have two sets of brackets, you multiply what's inside by what's outside and expand both brackets. 7 times x is 7x, 7 times 2 is 14, 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 4 is 12. And now we have x on both sides, so we need to then get the 7x and the 3x, and you need to make sure that they're on the same side. So it's like collecting like terms. So I always put the letters to the left, to go letters, go on the left, and the numbers on the right. And then you have a system. So the aim is we don't want this 3x here. We want to move it, then we want to take it away from that side. If we take it away from that side, we're going to take it away from the other side. The 3x's will cancel because then it stays balanced. What you do to one side, do to the other. Do the opposite sign. 7 minus 3 is 4x. That becomes plus 14 equals 12. And then we have to get rid of the 14. Minus 14 minus 14. So we end up with 4x equals 14 plus 14 minus 14 goes out. 12 minus 14 is minus 2. Now we've got to try and get the x by itself. So divide by 4, divide by 4. 4's will go out, so you get x. But once again, because you're dividing by 4, you're better off probably writing it as a fraction. But your calculator will do this for you, even if you did divided by 4. Just make sure you press the SD button to make sure that it is a fraction. If you have a decimal, it's okay, as long as you don't have to round off. Okay, so let's just look at one that's got two brackets, but both of the brackets are on the same side. So I'll say like that. And then one other one I just want to look at is one like this. We might just get rid of that 2. X minus 3 equals 8. Okay, so when we solve this, once again we multiply what's inside the bracket by what's outside. The same here. Be aware of that minus sign there. That minus sign there will change the sign inside the bracket. So if that's a minus there, inside the minus times a plus will become a minus. So you just got to be careful of that. 5 times 2 is 10x. 5 times 3 is minus 15. So it's minus 2. Minus 2 times x is minus 2x. Minus 2 times plus 4 is minus 8. And I didn't realise this, but I haven't actually got a whole equation here. So let's just make that equal, say 4. And I'll just clean. Okay, so that's a bit better. So it equals 4. Okay, so now once you've got to that part and you've expanded it, you need to simplify And what you're actually doing here is you collect the like terms. So to collect the like terms, when you do this, you add all the x's together, and then you add all the numbers together. So before you do anything else, collect the like terms. So 10x minus 2x is 8x, and then minus 15 minus 8 would be minus 23 equals 4. Plus 23 plus 23, because you've got to get rid of the 23 and the 8, and the minus 23 is furthest away from the x. 8x equals, so it's 8 times x. That's the last thing we need to get rid of. 23 and 4 is 27. So to get rid of that 8, you divide by 8. The 8's cancel. And you can put that in your calculator, but division can also be written as a fraction bar, and that just makes it a lot easier to write the solution. Okay, so let's look at this next question on the right-hand side. Realise there's a 1 out the front there, and realise that's like minus 1. So you start off and you go 2, and then it's minus 1 times x is minus x. Minus 1 times minus 3 is plus 3 equals 8. 2 plus 3 is 5. So 5 minus x is 8. That's just collecting the like terms. The 2 and the 3. You add them together and you get 5. And then you still got minus x, and that's what that is there. So I now need to get rid of the 5. So I'm going to minus 5, because that's plus 5 there. Cancel them out. Minus x, 8 minus 5 is 3. That's like having minus 1x with the times. Divide by minus 1, divide by minus 1. Cancel, cancel. X equals 3 divided by minus 1 is minus 3.